Around the start of the 90s, and we'll jump back a little bit because you actually stepped into, hey, what time is it? You stepped into a match at the Tokyo Dome on a joint show with Hulk Hogan when Terry Gordy, and once again for business reasons, because he was the guy that was there in Japan regularly, whereas Hogan was coming in, but he didn't want to put Hogan over in Japan, and that kind of iggyed him out of the match. And you stepped in. That was probably was that one of the last high-profile matches Hogan would have had in?
Yeah, that ended up being, there was a joint show with the WWE was, and then All Japan, and I wasn't even on the card, and I think there was another group in there with it too. I think there was like another group too.
It was a big summit type show.
Some kind of a big deal, and Terry is supposed to work against Hogan, and whatever the reason that drove Terry, didn't want to go down, and so. I wasn't even on the card, and I was actually away. I was still in Japan, but and Baba had to call my dad in America. He said, I need to get a hold of Stan. You know where he's at, and anyway, that's there. So anyway, my dad called me. He says, Baba's trying to get a hold of you, and then anyway, he called my house over in Japan, my mother-in-law's house, and so we came back, my wife and I, and we came back, and her mother says, John Baba called. God, I mean, how does he even know?
Which was like a call from the president,
He didn't know where I was. I mean, that I had a life over there. I mean, I'd kept it so quiet. I'd been married for 3 years, and nobody knew, inside the Japanese, because I didn't want it to be a news, just private life. And anyway, so anyway, I called him up. He says, well, he explained what happened, Gordy this or whatever, and he says, well, you work with Hogan. Yeah. So what do you want me to do? I mean, what's going on? And he says, well, I need you to, do, what do you need me to do the job, And he says, yeah, you got to do the job. I said, hey, whatever you want. I mean, he's been my boss for 25 years. If he doesn't take care of me, nobody will. So, but anyway, so, and so I was happy to do it. And, we actually, the next day at the announcement of all this stuff, it was like 2 days away. And they did about 30,000 tickets or something in 2 days,
wow.
Because Hogan against me, I think, and Vince, Vince Jr. came to me and he just says, whenever you're ready to get rid of Japan, give me a call. But I never got rid of Japan. I never quit Japan.
Well,
that was a nice gesture from him.